Now it should be going live. Just started it now. Live.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to Firelink Podcast, episode number 109 for Thursday, May 7th, 2026. Marty Sleeva here, joined by Nick Calandra and Casey Wosu. Eric is feeling a bit under the weather. That is why it's just three of us. Apologies for some techie diffs on several of our parts leading into this, but we're here, and we got a big, beefy show for y'all today. We're going to go over some of the news bits from the week, including Capcom being pretty happy with the sales of Pragmata, Stranger of Heaven getting a big old showcase, and Mina the Hollower getting its release date. Plus, a Nintendo yesterday just dropping a little direct on a new Star Fox game out of nowhere. And mixed reactions, I want to say.
Like,
is that how we feel they are?
I've seen mostly positive. I know people had things to say about the look, but other than that, I think most folks are kind of excited.
There you go. I'm excited for it. I'm personally excited for it. And then, of course, we'll be talking about all the stuff we've been playing and watching. And yeah, let us know volume-wise. Nick is able to switch stuff on the fly if anything needs to be raised or lowered. Casey, how are you doing?
Not bad. Been knee-deep in some production things, so hopefully next week you guys will see what that is. Another fun essay from your favorite essayist, Marty.
It's me.
Yeah, outside of that, I don't know.
Listen, it's Thursday evening and we're fucking here. That's the most any of us could possibly hope for.
What else?
The fact
do
that
you
any of
want
us are
from
alive
me?
on a Thursday evening should be considered a goddamn victory. Nick, how are you doing?
Making it work.
In your strangely lit cave that we can't figure out why your camera looks weird today.
Yep, just messing with technical stuff. My camera decided to be weird. I had a meeting at 5:30 in the morning. I am tired.
That's too early in the morning.
It is too early.
You should go to jail if you make one of those meetings. I don't care about time zones. Get your time zones out of here. 4:30 in the morning? That's not real time. You didn't even say 4:30. You said 5:30, but I just made it earlier just to make it worse.
3:30. At 3:30 if I was in California.
Think about it. See, no one's thinking about it. Be in the middle of the goddamn night if you're in Pacifica, just in the ocean. Should we just get into this stuff? We got a lot of topics. We don't have a diddle dawdle time. We often have diddle dawdle time. Do people call it diddle dawdle time?
I think you just made that up. That's yours.
I think people call it diddle dawdle time, right? We usually
I've never heard that phrase.
Okay, well, we usually partake in some diddle dawdling at the top of the show, but we're not going to do it this time because we have so much stuff. Let's talk about Pragmata. The game, we've spent the past couple weeks talking about it. I think all three of us enjoy it to varying degrees, and clearly it has been not only a critical but a commercial success for Capcom. They announced that the game has moved over 2 million units in just over 2 weeks. 16 days, and the way they've been talking about it, they've been kind of referring to it as a new franchise. So without spoiling anything, when the game ends, it kind of keeps it open for you could have more adventures with some of these characters or in this world. There's even levels that hint to, like, there's the New York City level in the game, but they hinted that they had plans to build like a Seoul level and I think a Dubai level, that kind of thing. So yeah, I guess does it surprise you that it's sold like this, and do you expect to see a Pragmata 2 at some point in the near future?
I think we talked about this last week. I don't really know. I didn't feel like the story left much room for a sequel. I mean, I assume they can do something else in that world or a prequel to how the moon base fell apart.
Oh, like an E-Day kind of thing of like the day it started printing off all sorts of naughty shit all around the the
They
space
could
station. That could be fun.
they could go reverse from a more adventure game to a real horror game.
That game's really close to the Resident Evil formula in a lot of ways that I don't think it would benefit from that level of overlap.
Mm.
But funnily enough, I think there's a lot of room for them to go forwards in terms of a story, like kind of picking up from where things end, and then like getting the because like there's a lot of notes and stuff that you read in that game
Mhm.
if you're like picking things up. So there are a lot of other players involved in like all the big events that affect the two characters that we follow, but we don't see anyone else. So like introducing just a couple of some of these other players um, could create enough threads for a continuation. And again, I personally don't feel like there's anything in this game that negates the connection to being like a Mega Man universe thing. So keep going down that road and make them combine at some point, and then you've got gold. You,
We're
you got
getting
a
there
stew
eventually.
going.
We're slowly but surely getting there. Um, yeah, and like we spend all the game on the moon, but like Earth is still there, so it'd be fun to see what's going on. Like, what's Earth like with these megacorps and these obviously advanced technology and kind of warring city states. So yeah, I can see that. I don't know, like Diana. If the game takes place 20 years later, is Diana still a child? How do robots work? Do they stay
I
kids?
think I think they say that in the game
Yeah, she'll
that
never
like
become
she
like an
doesn't
adult.
grow. Yeah,
What if she gets like a human heart, like the Grinch?
Hmm.
Was that what the Grinch was? He was like an automaton who got a human heart.
the
That's Liza
pragmata,
P.
just a green one.
Yeah, it's Liza P. Shit, wrong game.
But stuff like that could be fodder, right? Like, oh, how long does Diana stay like that on Earth for her before she figures out a way to like grow? Like, oh, she wants to be as human as possible, something. You know what I mean? And then that becomes a virus that creates the Maverick universe and blah blah blah.
See,
Mega Man.
I see.
It's always
I see
all
what you're
paths lead to
dropping.
Mega Man.
I'm picking up what you're dropping. I see what's going on there. But yeah, it's just cool to see a new IP, especially one that has was in development for so long for Capcom and felt like it was in development hell at some point when it had been several years since we'd heard about it. Because again, this is I think a fact I mentioned in the video that Casey's producing, but this game was revealed literally alongside the PS5 back in June of 2020. Like this game was shown off then 6 years ago. So I would imagine they kind of have the formula down to where a sequel wouldn't take that long.
You would hope,
You
yeah.
know, I would imagine they kind of, they could just do the like, oh, bigger and better kind of thing. But yeah, I don't know. It's cool. Capcom's one of those publishers and developers that it seems like we talk about them in a positive light more than we talk about them in a negative light, which is nice because we don't have a lot of publishers and developers that we're able to do that with. Also,
Those
some
happen.
hopefully positive news with some Capcom DNA at the bottom of it. But Meet of the Hollower finally got a release date, and it's coming soon, May 29th, for $20. Meet of the Hollower is the Yacht Club Games follow up to Shovel Knight. This was supposed to come out late last year. I think it was supposed to come out on Halloween, but then got delayed a little bit, obviously about 6 months or so. And through Jason Schreier's reporting, it's like this game is like somehow become a make or break for Yacht Club. Not somehow, like we don't know. Like they lay out the story of how expanding right before COVID and having multiple projects and some of those projects not paying out, like they've had to sort of consolidate and really focus on this one game. And so, yeah, this top down Game Boy era Zelda slash Bloodborne like is kind of the last chance for a studio that felt like they were kind of untouchable in terms of indies. Like just Shovel Knight felt so ubiquitous to
Yeah,
me that it's
they
almost
were one
crazy
of
to
the
me
big
that
ones.
yeah, but yeah, I don't know. I hope this game is good and I hope this game does well. This is one that's been fun to preview, and obviously like Shovel Knight is so beloved that I hope they continue to be able to make things. And I hope this isn't their last game. So yeah, I don't know. Like are you guys looking forward to playing this? Do you guys like if you look in your crystal ball, like you think this is one that's going to land with a big splash, a dud, somewhere in the middle?
I don't. It's such a bigger, more ambitious game for them. Don't really know.
Mm-hmm.
It could go
Yeah.
either way.
I'm honestly a little worried. Not that Mina the Hollower doesn't actually look really fun, because it does, but
Mhm.
it's almost as if I don't think it's very clear that Mina the Hollower is the follow up to Shovel Knight. Like, I don't
Yeah.
think the public generally are putting those two things together. So it might just fall on the radar, like just very many indie games do, because folks don't know. Like, Shovel Knight is kind of this thing unto itself, and it spawns several spin-offs and properties and like fan things and whatnot that might just be what those people care about. And the next game not being Shovel Knight might be a turnoff for like the
Eh,
the big fan base that the first game
I don't
garnered.
know. I
So
don't
Yeah.
know about
it's
that.
I
They
don't
did so
know.
many spin-offs and everything with Shovel Knight that didn't really do Shovel Knight numbers. I don't think that
Mhm.
franchise is as strong as they thought it was.
Well, I think it was. I think 12 years ago,
Yeah, 12 years ago.
Shovel Knight being like a really great kind of love letter to these 8-bit games that played and looked like those games, but had some modern bells and whistles, was pretty unique.
Yeah.
I don't think they were a dime a dozen. Whereas now it feels like you could, for every Hot Monday energy, you could pick a game that kind of does the Shovel Knight thing, where it's like, oh, we're trying to do our modern take on this 8-bit
Mhm.
classic, whether
Mhm.
it's DuckTales or Mega Man or Castlevania or whatever. So, yeah, I am curious. Like, I don't know, I hold Shovel Knight into a really high regard, but a lot of that is the memory of what it was like 12 years ago when it finally landed, and it was like, oh shit, like we don't have a lot of things like this. Like, this is really fucking cool, and these guys clearly love, Mega Man and DuckTales and everything, and it just feels like there's so many of those things now. So I guess it's harder to stand out, even if the quality's high. But it's just like indie games in a nutshell right now. Like, it is. I was talking with Dick earlier.
Yeah.
It's just crazy how many new games there are, how many codes we keep getting of things that I'm like, this seems really cool. There's that like Inconbini game that I've been following for a long time. That's like about you work at like a Japanese 7-Eleven. It's like a cozy life sim game, and I've been following it forever. And it finally came out, and I own it. I bought it, and it's on Game Pass. I have it on multiple devices I could play it on, and I just haven't had a chance to play it yet. Like, there's just too much shit going on.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah,
I
and I
didn't
don't
realize that
even
was on Game
play
Pass
any of
though.
those forever games. Like,
Yeah.
y'all got smashes and marathons and whatnot in there.
It's definitely a
Yeah, I
time
don't
right
know.
now where just being good isn't good enough.
Yeah.
Got to do something that
Yeah, that
gets
kind
people
of
talking.
um right now, I guess we're 4 months into 2026. It got me thinking, too many spreadsheets. Thank you so much to the Patreon. And remember, at that $5 tier and above, we solicit your feedback for each episode and read some of that out. Too many spreadsheets said, any thoughts on how 2026 is shaping up so far compared to 25? Personally, last year felt like a nonstop series of mega hits, and this year feels so much more sedate. Maybe recent releases just aren't hitting my particular tastes much, or maybe they're out of my price range for now. If nothing else, it feels much easier for me to keep up and catch up on my backlog. I was trying to think of like what the first 4 years or the first 4 months of the year, like
I mean,
how I
February
would
has been
kind of
insane the last couple years.
grade them. Yeah, and like part of me is trying to think, okay, come the Game Awards, uh how many games of the 6 nominees do you think are already out right now? Of the 6 games that will be nominated for Game of the Year, do you think one of them is out now? Do you think 2? I don't think it's, if it's a number, I don't think it's more than 2.
I think it
And I
I
think
think
there's
it
a
might be
chance it's 1.
one. Yeah.
Because there's like a,
Which one are you thinking?
I'm thinking Pokopia.
Okay. I'm thinking Crimson Desert.
And then my number 2 is going to be Resi 6. Pragmata's
Resi
got like a
6.
decent amount of love behind it, and then we're finally seeing some indies breaking through. Like, Titanium Court has its weird little band of cheerleaders,
Led by you, yes.
led by me. Yeah, mixtape just released today. Reviews out of control. I think it is the best reviewed game of the year so far. I think it's got
Oh,
like a
cool.
94 on OpenCritic. 10 from IGN.
I think
But yeah, I don't know.
I
Like, what do you guys think?
disagree
Like,
with both of you. I think Mugenics is like the one game that's in the running for Game of the Year right now.
that's a good
Completely
call.
forgot about that.
Spire 2 seems like hasn't really.
It's early access. It won't.
Yeah. But I don't know. I guess yeah, I guess right now, how many do you think, Nick? One game that's already out will be nominated. 2, 3. You don't have to say which ones. Just like
I
I'm just kind of trying to gauge what this year looks like. Like, is it front loaded? Is it back loaded?
I definitely think it's backloaded this year for sure
Yeah,
because we haven't got Fable, we haven't got Wolverine yet, a bunch of other stuff. But
yeah.
yeah, I mean, as far as the indie space, like Mugenics, Esoteric Ebb are probably the two that I would say are probably up for Game of the Year already.
Nothing's felt like it's had that. Last year, by this point, it felt like we had 2 zeitgeisty games. It felt like we had Claire Obscure, which felt very zeitgeisty, felt like everyone was talking about, or as much as we get a game now. And then Blueprints felt like that for a little while.
Yeah, I think
both of which were nominated for a ton of stuff by the end of the year. But yeah,
I think a lot of like the kind of hyped up AAA stuff has been kind of middling, or at least a lot of the games that people were really excited about ended up being just kind of okay. I think like Replaced ended up being an okay game, like really pretty, but aside from that, like people didn't really
Man,
talk
I was
about it
pretty
long.
bored by that after an hour. Did you
Yeah.
get a chance to play that all, Nick?
Yeah, I was an hour into it and I haven't really felt the need to go back.
Yeah,
Damn.
and part of it is again a cavalcade of other games.
Yeah.
Reanimal
Reanimal came out and nobody was really talking about it. I haven't finished it. I liked a lot of what I
Same.
played, but it just didn't feel new like Little Nightmares did when that happened.
I played the first
felt like
half
that
of
was gonna be the
Reanimal
case,
on a
honestly.
stream, and I meant to play the second half on the next stream, and I literally just forgot.
Just forgot about it. Yep.
I just forgot the game existed. It's like 3 hours long.
Mouse PI for Hire
Not
was
great.
another really hyped indie. Didn't land as hot with
Sure.
critics. Players love it.
Yeah.
It somehow ended up in the culture war space a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, like I've been thinking about that a lot. As like the big games, like Dragon Quest came out. Neo 3, I think, is the game that I've enjoyed the most this year so far. Besides Marathon, I don't personally think Resident Evil Requiem will make Game of the Year lists. I just don't think it had the staying power to really make it there this year. And I don't think I don't think Crimson Desert will either. Crimson Desert, technically, gameplay wise, really impressive. Story, not enough. That's not Game of the Year quality stuff.
It's true. Just out of the field as of now, though, like I can't think of anything else that at least culturally has like stuck. Like that's the thing that I keep seeing people make videos and content and talk about, because it's been getting a lot of updates, and the sentiment has changed from its review period to like when it was out to the players and whatnot. Outside of that, yeah, I can't think of anything else that's like buzzing with people.
Yeah. There's
so
just
right now one game that is already out. What is one game you would bet money on will be nominated for Game of the Year? One game currently out. Mugenics. What do you think, Casey? Do you think?
I guess Mixtape now too.
Yeah, I still think Crimson Desert. Like at least not like it definitely shouldn't win, but I think it'll be nominated. It'll be on the list.
Yeah, I think Bugopia is gonna be nominated. We like the critters. Though I saw your face, Nick. I saw your face. You did a little smirk. You didn't realize you're on camera. You're like this fucking idiot.
Mostly just because I feel like I haven't seen people talk about it long after release. Like,
that's because it came out when you were in Europe. You were on the continent when it came out. America was the first thing that united both sides of the aisle, and then that uniting was severed. We are on opposite sides of the aisle once again. But yeah, thanks for that question, spreadsheets. And then before getting into Star Fox, another showcase that was last night was the Stranger Than Heaven showcase presented by Xbox. This is the upcoming game by RGG Studio, the Yakuza and Like a Dragon crew. This is their big, set in the Yakuza world or timeline, but you follow a character throughout 5 different time periods throughout the 1900s, starting very early in the century, ending in 1960s Tokyo. I want to talk about 2 things. One, the actual presentation of the showcase I thought was interesting. especially compared to how Nintendo presented their showcase. But
Mhm.
then also the game itself, which they, you know, a lot of what they've shown so far has just felt like, oh, this just feels like a, you know, like a Yakuza game, but set in 5 different time periods. Um, the One of the things is like your character kind of is a musician who kind of has like that thing Pharrell has, synesthesia, I think it's called, where you can like see
Oh
sounds.
yeah.
And so while yes, you are you know, you are a Yakuza member, you are getting into fights, you are getting into combat, you're dealing with the underworld. You are also almost going into like detective mode, and you're kind of like cataloging sites and recording them that you hear around the city. So if a dog's barking, you can catalog that. If a waterfall is falling, you can catalog that. In the middle of combat, if like a guy gets his axe like stuck in a piece of wood and is trying to pull it out, you can catalog that sound. And then you can then seemingly use those sounds in the like other portions of the game where like a lot of the big management stuff seems to be like building up clubs and literal musical acts and routines and like finding people around town to be like, oh, you'd be a great bassist for my band and everything, and pulling them in. So yeah, I guess just at a gameplay level, like is does that kind of pique your guys' interest? Do you think this will be able to kind of break through just Yakuza fans and kind of hit with another audience?
I think it's a lot like Judgment, where they focus on a lot of these other activities, but it ends up being another Yakuza game, and I'm okay with that.
I don't know. It felt different to me. At least the sound stuff. I mean, I'm curious to see if the sound stuff is just like sprinkled in there and not a big deal. But I don't know.
Like
It
it,
felt neat to me.
it definitely sounded intriguing to me as someone who kind of like I know the Yakuza series is there, but I kind of just let it be there. I tried it once on stream and that was a terrible idea. Like it's just not a great game to
Yeah.
stream. Um, but yeah, like I did watch that whole presentation and honestly, like the setting, the story that they're telling is very intriguing to me. Like I like the idea of kind of following the history of like not just one guy, but like a guy and his friend, and like
Hmm.
their trials and tribulations, kind of finding their place in the world in like this underbelly of a city, and then the backdrop of the music club stuff. Like I really thought that was cool. The idea of the random sounds in the environment being used in like some sort of a puzzle element, but it's like I didn't see anything that looked like a rhythm game, but at the very
Hmm.
least, it's very music centric, and that like the mini games or the management stuff does have you actually putting music together. Like you get to listen to like a lounge singer in a band, and you had a part in how that composition comes together. Like that could feel like really cool and fun, and the thing that you can maybe hopefully is like a rabbit hole that you can get lost in when you're not doing like the combat-y stuff.
Hmm.
And they did talk a little bit about the combat too, which from what I have played, Yakuza is very beat 'em up-y, but like not very like deep. I have no idea what they were describing in terms of you control the left and right
Yeah.
halves of your body, like
Yeah, so the
bumpers
big
and
thing they seem to introduce is that yeah, the L and R buttons are function as your left limbs and right limbs. So I don't know if like
yeah.
L1 is punch and L2 is kick or how that's working.
I think that's how they
Uh
described it. Yeah. Like the
yeah,
higher
and
one is a punch and then the lower one is a kick. So it's like and like there's
kind
like
of
they showed a footage of a guy like holding one of your arms, but then you're still able to like fight with the other one. And I'm like, that I'm it's intriguing, but I do not understand what they're going for. Like that's something I would
yeah.
definitely want to get my hands on just to see if it even makes sense.
Hmm. And part of me is curious if it's sharing any technology with they showed like the new virtual fighter. Remember that as well? Like a couple years ago
Mm.
or like a year ago?
They like that kind of like dummy trailer thing, or
That very fake tech demo
yeah,
where
like
it
it
was
was
like, "Oh,
super
you are
fake. Yeah.
clearly this isn't how a fighting game works." Yeah, I'm just curious if like that, if Virtual Fighter will take the similar thing of like, "Oh, these buttons represent, you know, your specific limbs," as opposed to like a punch and a kick button.
Huh. Did it used to play
Yeah,
like that? I don't remember how Virtua Fighter
those
actually
games are too sweaty for
played.
me, to be honest. They're always just a little too sweaty for me.
I only ever played it on a keyboard, so I have no
Yeah,
no frame of
on a
reference for how those
keyboard,
games
as fighting
function.
games are meant to be played. Um, yeah, and then yeah, the other part of it was the production value of the showcase itself was like filmed inside of like of what felt like a
Like a
jazz
jazz club?
bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they were like almost instead of like trying to sell the game, they were almost telling you like stories like they were in the game a little bit. And it had like some of the actors who were playing the characters, and like Snoop Dogg is playing this guy. Because your characters, which again is kind of like a cool conceit, is like you are born in seemingly on the West Coast in San Francisco, and you are half American, half Japanese. And your life in America kind of fucking sucks in the early 1900s. And so you hop aboard a ship to try to get to Japan because you're like, well, maybe I'll fit in better here. And so I do think that kind of fish out of water thing I think that's always an interesting kind of start for
Yeah.
a story. Yeah, you meet Snoop Dogg along the way. So
I mean, not actually Snoop Dogg, but
no,
a man played by Snoop Dogg who
yeah,
looks
yeah,
and sounds exactly like Snoop Dogg.
yeah. Looks like Snoop Dogg, sounds like Snoop Dogg. I don't think Snoop Dogg can do a non-Snoop Dogg, which is pretty fun. Um, but yeah, what did you like, Casey? What did you think of the way the presentation itself was kind of
I
shown?
liked it. Like this Xbox, I'm of two minds about it because I like the presentation, like you said. Like I think it was actually cool that they had the backing of like the jazz thing to let you know like this is all music centric. It was lit really well, shot really well, but everything was very very scripted. And it kind of bleeds through, and that's something Microsoft has been doing lately. Like they go to their dev studios when they have a new game coming out, and everything is written down, and then like they kind of read off the teleprompter or cue cards or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And it just doesn't feel natural. Like I don't think it's a bad thing, but I don't think it's I think it's helping sell the thing. It's a little bit distracting in terms of like getting people to understand what the game is about. It
Yeah,
was more evident with all of the actors than it was with the devs, I'll say. Like the actors very much seemed like they were sat somewhere, like, hey, just read this thing we wrote for you real quick.
very much. It felt like they were reading stuff that wasn't in their voice. Yeah. Yeah, Nick, what did you as someone who's put showcases together, which obviously on very different levels than this, but what did you think of the presentation?
I'm gonna give you a bad fact. I didn't even get to watch it.
Oh, that's
So
fine.
it
That's how
sounds
terrible you thought
it
it
sounds
was.
very interesting.
Yeah, I
I think
loved
it's a good showing.
yeah, I loved the production value. Like, I think a former coworker of mine, Tina, not our Tina, a separate Tina, is heading that stuff up. And the production values are really fucking cool. I do agree. Like some of the scripted stuff felt like obviously you want to be able to stay on message, and some people
Mhm.
need a script, but some of the scripted stuff did just come off as like scripted and not natural in any way. Which was again the funniest thing was when it felt like it was mostly the actors doing it. So maybe we just let game devs talk forever. There you go. That's the
I mean,
secret.
even the devs were like reading. It's just I don't know if it felt more like an interview where like clearly a question was asked and they were just kind of answering it. I think that might have helped it just feel a little more natural. But again, I don't think any of that is a big deal. I think
Sure,
they did get across a lot of the stuff that they wanted to in terms of like what the game is trying. And
sure.
for someone who doesn't play the Yakuza series, like I was like, I think I want to play this. And they mentioned it's going to be on Game Pass, so like
Mhm.
barrier to entry eliminated. I'll probably check this out day one.
The last thing was they said it's coming this winter. To
So
you, does that
2020.
mean I was about to say, does that mean the end of 26 or the beginning of 27? To me, that means the beginning of 27.
I
Does
mean,
that sound about right?
I guess it could be a December game,
Yeah.
but yeah, winter
That's
winter
yeah.
could be anything from what December
Yeah.
to March.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know I'm sure they want to stay out of GTA's orbit, like
Mhm.
everyone. I don't know what else. Like Sega doesn't have too many other big things that they've officially announced. Like we know the Persona 4 remake, but if I had to guess, both these games are coming out early next year. I think uh, Q1 next year is weirdly just going to mirror Q1 2023, which we saw a Final Fantasy 14 expansion, Final Fantasy 7 Part 2, the Persona 3 remake, and a new Yakuza game. I think we're just going to get the follow up to all of those in the first 3 months next year. I think we'll get the new Final Fantasy 14 expansion, 7 Part 3, Persona 4 remake, and this game. But we'll see. I'm sure we'll probably know
All right.
more once in a month or so at the Keeleys. I would imagine maybe we see. Sega needs kind of a fall game. They don't really have one. Maybe the next 3D Sonic game is ready.
Completely
The
forgot
follow
that
up to
Sonic is a thing
Frontiers.
they do.
That's the problem, is that you forget about Sonic. And I'm over here just thinking about Sonic constantly.
They got the new
It is
movie.
exhausting.
They got the new movie coming out, what, next year?
Got a new movie coming out. Amy
Damn,
Rose.
they're just
Metal
pumping
Sonic.
those things out.
Yeah. Bet you didn't know there was a Metal Sonic, did you?
New villain, new friend every movie, right?
Yeah, that's how it's got to happen.
Just
That's
like
the
life.
Sonic way. Just like life. Cool. Before we jump over to Star Fox chat, go over some super chats. Thank you so much, folks who've already donated. Remember that current goal is for our my first time through I almost said Persona. Fallout 3. What if we swap games? What if I play Persona?
Your first 100th time?
My first 100th time, which thank you guys so much. I think we're almost at halfway to that goal, so really appreciate y'all. Right off the bat, SP Rocks, thank you so much for the $5 dono. Star Fox 64 with more lore reveals and cinematics was all I wanted from my all-time favorite game, and now it is finally happening. GOTY 2026 confirmed. All right, so at the very least, we got one person on the side of excited for this, which I'm happy for. I was worried. I don't know. I just feel like the few people I talked to, everyone was being a negative Nancy about these critters.
About the Star Fox thing? Huh, interesting.
Yeah, because I felt like you and I came out of the stream yesterday. I was like, this looks pretty cool. And then I went to the internet. That was the problem. I went on the internet.
Yeah, that's an issue. Yeah, going on the internet is the first mistake.
People crazy upset. I think it looks nice. We'll talk more about that shortly. Gary Redux, thank you so much for the dono. Lazy, greedy companies. Bad. Properly experiencing games you missed growing up when you didn't have a particular console. Good. Net positive. So yeah, I think that's if that is in obviously relation to the start of I guess Star Fox and Nintendo remaking their games. Seems like every 15 years, like it happens again, and some of their biggest games come back in some way, shape, or form. Different ways to buy their things. I don't know. It doesn't. Somehow remakes don't bother me. I don't know why. Like some people seem like upset by remakes, but it just doesn't.
There's a definite time gap that makes it kind of okay and not okay. Where that threshold is probably differs for people, but like
sure,
there can definitely be versions of that where I feel like, why are you doing this? Versus, oh, this is what I wanted.
I always think of it as growing up and being a big collector of DVDs. It felt like my favorite movies every 3 years got a new DVD, and it had new special features and a new commentary and a 4K transfer, and James Cameron's back in here tinkering with Terminator.
I was gonna say that's because we went from DVD to Blu-ray to what was the other one? HD.
There was HD DVD. Now everything's 4K. I'm sure 4K is gonna be shot dead and left in a gutter at some point because we're all gonna be on that 8K. Like it's just I don't know. To me, it's just always been a part of the shit I am a fan of. So maybe I can.
So you're just more accepting of it. You're saying,
yeah, because I don't think of it as instead of making that, you could have made this other thing, which that's just not how the 1-to-1 would work.
Well, I think that's what maybe has people. I mean, at least I feel this way. Is like the remake. I've never played Star Fox 64. Looks cool, great. But I was also. Like I've kind of said over and over in Nintendo, like hoping for a modern take on it, like they just did for Donkey Kong and Mario and all that. Like I want to see more new from Nintendo. I don't know how much a remake gets me excited for that on Switch 2, or like I don't feel like I need to run out and buy that.
Sure.
Yeah, according to the rumors, as per Marty, because he's who I hear my rumors from, there might be another thing. And if that is the case, I think it does make sense that they put this out first because it reintroduces everyone to the Star Fox.
Oh yeah, it makes complete sense.
Story, right? Yeah.
It feels like the equivalent of people are always like, why are they remaking this one? And it's kind of like what we talked about, I think a few weeks ago with like Silent Hill. Like, why do you start remaking there? Like Resident Evil, why'd you start remaking with 2 and then you jump to 4, and it's because you remake the most popular one. Like, why are they doing Black Flag? Because people fucking love Black Flag. and because you have 13 years of free marketing of people like fucking loving that pirate game, and so getting a new
And
one
every time
like,
you make a new one, they tell you, "Oh, I missed that one." It's like, all right, well, we'll give you that one then.
And
But
so it
shut the
almost
fuck up
feels
about it.
like Nick and I were talking about this a little while ago. We were talking about like pieces both of us had tried to write about remakes and just kind of fizzled out on, but how we always say, why don't you remake a bad game or a game no one liked? And it's because by doing that, you are
Basically making
like
a new
punishing
game.
yourself by starting a lap behind, because you have to play pickup of trying to tell people this isn't the shitty one, this is a good one, we did something different, so you're already on your back foot. Whereas if you remake Shadow of the Colossus, a game that just got a bunch of 10s and everyone who played it loved, it's kind of like everyone's like, oh damn, you're remaking Shadow of the Colossus, that's great. So it just feels like an easy thing. And I know it gets dumb when it's like, how many times do we need a remake of The Last of Us Part 2? Like that kind of thing. But
It's just too soon. That's all.
it's just too
Space
soon.
them out,
Is
son.
there like a statute? Is there like a countdown? Is it like 15 years?
Like that's the thing. I don't know what the number is, but there is a number, and it's
I
inside
mean,
you.
I think it's gonna get harder and harder to justify remaking games with graphics the way they are now. I think, and modern.
You mean
games.
remaking the games that come out now? Like if someone were to be 15 years from now being like, I want to remake Claire Obscure or whatever.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
because we just saw that with Until Dawn. It was just a worse version of the original.
Sure. Yeah.
That's the dumbest game to be remade. I don't understand why they did that. Who greenlit that? What a waste of money.
Fools. Genuine fools.
What was like marketing tie-in, like for the movie?
They could have just upgraded the game for PS5. They remade the whole thing. Just it's stupid.
The secret is it is stupid. Waiting for Viva Pinata. Thank you so much with the pair of donos. The producer's missing, so we're gonna do it ourselves. Nick, your webcam's a bit too low. We see a black bar above you. The Firelink logo is too big. Marty's text box is higher than Casey's, but the webcam is crisper than usual. Also, I like the illumination. You look red, but this time it's your lighting, and we saw a surprise transition. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, I fixed it.
I think you did good. I think you knocked it out of the park.
I
have a feeling you fixed
lens
it by
flare
making it look
lighting.
bad. I like your lights. It looks like J.J. Abrams is making a movie in your little basement. That seems fun.
Yeah, it's like you're like
don't put the light on. The dog doesn't want to see any lights. That's too bright. That's just
Star
Trek.
Don't
That looks like
do
dog
that.
shit. That looks like dog shit. That looks like it's 2 a.m. and the bars and the lights come on and like y'all got to go home. You're like, oh, is this what this place looked like? Everything's sticky.
You know what? My camera's as fucked up as I am from being up till 5:30 in the morning last night.
There you go. You were up until then? You didn't even go to bed beforehand?
No. It was a meeting I couldn't miss, and I tend to sleep through those.
I can see that. Yeah. You don't want to take a chance.
So if I'm quiet in the podcast today, it's because I am tired.
But you're doing a great job. Your producing skills, top notch. And then waiting for Via Pinata with another one. Thank you so much. Also, I think it's time to ask who has the best beard, and is Marty playing every Yakuza game to prepare for this game's release, including the zombie spinoff for PS3? I'm not. I'm drawing a line in the sand. I'm not going to do it. Can't
clap
make
it up for Marty. Clap
Look
it
at
up.
that! I already have several full series I do want to play through. But it's fine. It's fine. We're doing fine. It's baby steps. I haven't replayed a game.
Didn't you just play Mario RPG?
I'm playing Mario RPG right now. Yeah. That's a remake. It's different.
Is that the first time you played this remake?
I haven't finished it.
Well, all right. That counts.
Baby steps. Nick Knoll, thank you so much for a $5 dono. Casey, in the Nintendo Direct yesterday, you said that you noticed something in the Star Fox trail that you wanted to talk about but never came back to. Oh, yeah. Do you remember what that was?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, I do remember. Everyone was so focused on like how realistic all the critters looked in the trailer, but there were certain scenes where they showed you like their full body. They got animal knees. Like the fox legs and like Falco's bird legs, like they're backwards. The knees are backwards. They've never done that. There's no version of Fox that looks like that.
Even in the movie, Falco had normal human legs with boots, and in this, he's got bird legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this
That
makes me uncomfortable.
that is the thing that I'm most horrified by, because how do you sit in a cockpit with your knees backwards? Like, what's
He's just
going
got
on in those R wings?
divots in his seat.
Maybe every cockpit is like different, is like modeled differently. This
Like
is going back to the
that's
roots,
such an
though.
I want to
that's
see
such
the,
an
I want to see the
extreme change.
iframe.
The roots didn't look like that.
Or sorry, I
The
want to see
roots where they
the.
The
look
roots
like
had,
kind of
like-
puppets.
But the roots had like mechanical legs, right?
Unless it's an origin that tells you, oh, because you have backwards knees, we're gonna give you the mechanical legs, and we get that story in this game. I kind of don't like it. Like, that's the
What if
one thing that I think
what
this
if
goes too
Ridley
far.
ate his legs?
I want to see
That's how
the.
you tie
Ridley ate her
Sanderson.
parents. He ate his legs.
I want to see somebody no clip through the cockpit now to see how his legs are put into the in there.
They're just
Just-
tied like a pretzel.
Yeah.
Well, let's use
It's
that. Let's use that nightmarish image to jump over to the Star Fox convo, which, that was the big surprise news yesterday. Was about 5 minutes before it aired. Nintendo tweeted out that there's going to be a Star Fox Direct lasting for 15 minutes or whatever, airing now. And sure enough, it was kind of, a celebration of Star Fox. They went through the game's histories. They showed a clip from the film, which, if you were streaming on YouTube, it turns out that clip was copyright strike by Universal, and the video was pulled down. So if you're looking for our video from yesterday, it is currently not there. You can find us playing Star Fox on the Twitch VOD, or we will be uploading just the gameplay version of it for you guys to watch tomorrow. So new Star Fox game just called Star Fox is coming June 25th for $50 digitally, and I believe $60 physically. It is a remake of Star Fox 64. Casey, what were your first impressions on Star Fox?
Very, very exciting news. Longtime Star Fox fan. I didn't play anything past 64, but like SNES Star Fox and 64 are the first and still probably the best of like those sort of on rails flying games that I've ever played, like, in my life. So for them to revisit it, especially because there's been this much time and just the absence of that franchise for a long time, is exciting. Like, it does sort of solidify a thing that I guess we also found out because we played the first one last night, that Star Fox 64 is technically the first Star Fox in terms of like lore. Like, that first game was them kind of trying their hand at a thing, like a kind of a cool experiment. And then when they got the technology for N64, it was like, okay, let's do it the way we wanted to do it. And that's what that was. So them calling this new one Star Fox kind of makes sense from that standpoint, because like that's the game that they wanted to make all along. And they're finally, I guess, making it this time.
And if this is their, in the same way that, Donkey Kong was a part of the first Mario movie, and then we got Donkey Kong Bonanza, and now we might be getting a Donkey Kong solo movie. In the same way that they cast Glenn Powell as Fox and put him in that Mario movie, it was kind of clear they had plans for this, and this just feels like the next step of those plans, which is, hey, let's lead with our best foot forward, remaking Star Fox 64, adding some lore stuff, and then this will probably end up tying into what they plan on doing. This is kind of their safest bet, is to be like, everyone kind of loves this game, let's just give this a very nice coat of paint, and some extra stuff, and some weird VTuber functionality as well, and then this will like get a new audience that will then be there and line up for whatever Star Fox Prime is, whatever their actual quote unquote real Star Fox game.
Because they can't even call that Star Fox 2 either, right?
So they had to release it as a little joke, didn't you? So Nick, you're not this to you. This kind of falls under the same, like, stop remaking your games, Nintendo. Just give me something new.
I mean, this
like, do you have any Star Fox love to begin with, even?
Not particularly. But I would say compared to their other remakes, like, this is a proper remake. Like, they added a lot to this. I think, and I also think, like, I think they did the direct the way they did without letting much speculation build, because it's a remake. Like, I think, like, that softens the blow of people waiting for something brand new. Of like, hey, here it is. It's coming out next month. That's it. See you later. Bye.
Yeah. Do you Shua over in the Patreon, thank you so much, Shua, said, I have a theory about Nintendo's lack of a direct. I think they're experimenting with different advertising methods to see if it's really worth putting together full directs and to see if they actually affect sales. Do you guys think that's true? We have seen a lot of just random one-off. Here's a 4-minute video about Splatoon Raiders. Here's a 6-minute video about this Yoshi book thing that all felt like they could have been, congealed into a single 30-minute direct that then had some, trailers for third-party games or whatever. Like, do you think they're like possibly rethinking or shying away from like, in 3 days we will have a 45-minute long direct, or do you think it just so happens like this was the thing that made sense for some of these smaller games?
This is the thing that makes
the
sense
first half of
because
the year.
their directs do so many views. Like every time they announce one, people are immediately hyped.
But if it was any company other than Nintendo, I would say that matters. I feel like Nintendo does
yeah.
not even like YouTube views. Nintendo might be the only company in the world that just does not care about YouTube views.
No, but I mean,
It's a weird company.
I'm not really talking about views, but like the amount of people watching those live streams when they're going. The
Yeah.
Star Fox thing, they announced it within 5 minutes, and 100,000 people were on the stream by the time I tuned into it.
Sure, they're one of those companies that like they're insane fans. Well, because it's also they have their fans and the haters tune in, because the haters gotta tune in. 'Cause they gotta be like, what can I hate on now? See, when you get the fans and the haters, that's how you get those numbers. Yeah, Casey, do you think this is evident of something more, or just a couple one-off anomalies?
It's hard to say. I'm personally not sure what the benefit is with not making it a bigger deal. Like, sure, like maybe the 5-minute announcement and the hard focus on the one or the one thing that they had to announce is going to garner a bunch of big attention. But if this was like at the end of a summer game fest thing that had all the other stuff, like that number would have easily been like times 10 or something like that. And then you still get the breakout videos afterwards, and then they run them out. And so I don't know, like it's really hard to say. It feels like Nintendo has a schedule internally that they just keep, and maybe they needed to get this out before other things just based on where they have things placed, and so they threw it out there because they realized we're not going to have time to do it later. Like that's kind of how I feel. It's like, oh, we have to get this out now because there's other things in the pipeline, and it's going to back us up if we don't do it. That's
Yeah,
how it
I mean
felt to me, at least.
that's actually that's actually a decent call. And they do have they've been pretty consistently releasing a first party game every month for the year so far. Some of those have been bigger things like a Pokopia, others have been smaller things like Tomodachi or the Mario Wonder Juice Up. We got the Yoshi game is coming out in 2 weeks. That's the one that kind of feels like it's geared more towards kids, but still looks neat. Next month, Star Fox is taking the June slot, and then in July we have Rhythm Heaven Groove and Splatoon Raiders. And then they don't have anything else dated for the rest of the year. We know Pokemon is not coming out this year, so that won't be their big fall game. Pokemon is 2027.
Did they skip Pokemon, do you think, because of GTA?
No, I think they just need to make sure this one releases right.
I mean, they didn't care any other year before this one.
I mean, it is kind of funny, yeah.
Yeah.
They've never cared before about doing a good job, and
Like,
they've always
they really
made a lot
didn't
of
seem
money.
like they cared.
Yeah, maybe they knew Pokopia was going to be good. And they're like, oh fuck, we can't get like upstaged by these guys, by the Dynasty Warriors guys. I that sounded condescending, but like the Dynasty Warrior folks made the best Pokemon game in a very long time.
Good on
them. They did the thing. Yeah, and then we know, I don't know, there's this Fire Emblem game that was announced, and it's like, well, what about this? What if that's like secretly done?
Oh, I completely forgot about that.
Was
And that's
Fortune's
like Three Houses
Weave
based too. Yeah.
Is that the sequel to
that's like
whatchamacallit?
super popular one. Three Houses. Yeah.
It looks like it's its own thing, but it very much looks like it's a follow-up. Like built in the mold of Three Houses. Yeah, but I don't think it's like directly pulling any of the characters. I actually don't know a ton about the Fire Emblem lore. They got a bunch of swords, and people get upset when you put them in Smash because you put so many of them in Smash.
They They're trying to sell these
What
games.
what if they announced that the Smash Switch 2 version of Smash is coming, and its only difference is it has 3 more Fire Emblem characters, and it's called Smash Complete. And like this was the one thing that was missing.
More Fire Emblem. I mean, it depends
More
on who they are, I guess.
Yeah,
Folks will still buy it.
yeah, they really will. And then Shane Z, thank you so much over in the Patreon side. I'm a bit torn. I would have loved for it to be something new, but I played so much of 64 as a kid that I can't help but be excited. Even with the strange character designs, I think that a SNES remake would have been cool if it had. The SNES remake could have been cool if it had been a remake. Come release day, I'll do the usual. Pay Nintendo for a game I've bought multiple times with a smile, and they know it. Yeah, feels about the same. Yeah, I don't know. I think this was a smart move on their part. I'm also glad that these things they've maybe learned their lesson with some of the pricing stuff and actually embraced this variable pricing thing, because like that tennis game being $70 felt kind of silly.
Yeah, that was rough.
Whereas a lot of these have been like 50. And I'm like, okay, that makes more sense. I don't know. So maybe that's a good sign of Nintendo actually listening to feedback. But who knows? Oh my god! I just saw Tyrell said, "What if they put One Piece of Zoro in Smash?" I got really excited. How, do they have a One Piece brawl, like a party fighter? What if I play every One Piece game?
The JRPG.
How many One Piece games do you think there are?
There's probably too many, and they're probably mostly bad.
Yeah, there was a Japanese-only baseball game, One Piece baseball game.
What?
Yeah, no, it's like Mega Man Soccer, but One Piece baseball.
They never played baseball in that show, or did they?
I don't know, they hit things. There's one member of Baroque Works literally throws baseballs, and one has a bat.
It's like one guy. There's like a million characters in it.
They're important to me. I've only watched 130 episodes. Oh my god, they left Alabasta and they couldn't say goodbye to Vivi, but they held up their arms with the X's on it. That was fucking sick.
Yeah, that's
iconic.
so
good. I think it's the greatest thing I've ever played. I've ever watched. I think it's best fiction. Well done.
It's good. It's good stuff.
Any lingering Star Fox thoughts?
Who's voicing them? Do we know?
Great question. I'm assuming not Glenn Powell.
It can't be. No way.
I'm assuming not Glenn Powell. I don't actually know like who voices them and like if they're carrying over the same voices from like Smash Ultimate. Yeah. No idea.
That's a good question as well. Yeah.
I guess a few of them are in Smash Ultimate, right? Yeah. I don't know. Eric did send me a Japanese listing for plushies that are coming out in Japan.
Oh yeah,
they look very nice and
much cuter.
Can't be advertising other
much
plushies. We gotta sell our own.
Can we email Nintendo and see if they're willing to do a trade of 4 for 4? We'll give them one of each of our Adventures Night plushies if they give me Star Fox plushies.
Which Adventures Night characters would you trade for which Star Fox crew member? Like who matches with who?
Oh, who matches with who?
Yahtzee with Falco.
I can see that.
Yahtzee with Falco. Jesse with Slippy.
Yes, that's perfect. Yeah. Actually, you know what?
And then you and Dabs.
Dabarella can be Peppy.
Sure. They both have whiskers.
And
that leaves you as Fox.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Sigmar's Fox. That makes sense.
You just wanted this whole exercise to be able to backtrack you into being Fox. Oh, I'm the main character.
I don't use any of the Spaceys in Smash, but I have experimented with Falco, not Fox or Wolf. All right. But Falco.
So who the Spaceys? We got Falco, Wolf, Kevin. Who are the other Spaceys in Smash?
Kevin Spacey is no longer his invite to Smash was revoked.
His Mii costume has been delisted from the eShop. Who are the other Spaceys? Like is Olimar a Spacey?
No, it's only the furry spacefarers, not like the humanoid spacefarers. That's why they're referred to as Spaceys.
Not the Scalies either. Ripley, you're fine. That's
a whole other thing.
Excellent. Before we jump over into everything else we've been playing and watching, let's go over some more super chats. S6, thank you so much, $5 Australian. Speaking of handheld gaming, should I buy a Steam Deck OLED now or wait for the Steam Deck 2? Please give me insider info on when the 2 is launching. Thanks, boys. I would break embargo if I had one. I don't know anything about this.
I would
It
wait.
feels
I
like
would
it's
wait
been
for a
out for
Steam
over
Deck
4
2.
years. So like a Steam Deck 2 wouldn't be outside the realm of like possibility, but with how fucked all these parts are, and
Yeah.
clearly Valve having a long list of things they want to release, starting with controllers and then those boxes and maybe even a game. It feels like the Steam Deck is going to be like the last thing of those that gets released. So I would yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's like it's that period like with phones, right? Like if you wait, you're gonna wait. You can convince yourself to wait forever for the next great phone, right? Because as soon as one comes out, you're counting down the days till the next one comes out. Same thing with like laptops. If you want to buy like a MacBook or something, or if you like want to buy a console, like at a certain point, you kind of just need to pull the trigger. I don't think you'll have buyer's remorse, especially if you go in there knowing that you're not going to be playing like the, you know, hottest of hot AAA games on this thing. But if you want to play indies, if you want to emulate, if you want to be able to run most modern games, I think a Steam Deck is great.
Did we always assume that Valve, whenever they do get their hardware stuff situated, that they were going to launch them in like a sequence, or were they going to come out all at once? Because I guess I
That's a good
didn't really
question.
think about that. Because I'm
Yeah.
waiting for the Steam Frame, the VR headset. Like that's the one that I actually want to jump on.
Sure. Yeah.
But I thought everything would be like a bleh whenever they got the chance. But like with the controller coming out now, it makes me feel like maybe they'll kind of slow roll everything. And
I
now I
think
don't
in
know
a
where
different
they'll land.
world, in a different reality, I think they did intend for them to come out close together. And I think that reality changed over the past,
Sure.
year or two, which sucks. King Dad, thank you so much for $5 dono. Starting your remake with the best one would also bring in new fans to the franchise who could be excited for the next remakes. Yeah, I agree. Like there is a lot of times if you're confused by a remake, the answer is it's not directly for you. Not in like a shitty way, but just in a, if you don't know why this thing exists, it's kind of outside your jurisdiction.
It's the
That also
THQ Nordic strategy. Remaster their franchises and then announce new ones.
Yeah, I mean it's a good way, and it's a good litmus test too, because you can see if no one's interested, then you're like, oh, maybe we should invest in this new thing that no one's interested in.
Put it back in the coffin.
Rip. Waiting for a review of Pinata. Thank you so much for the donos. Metal Sonic, not to be confused with Mecha Sonic from Sonic 2, Mecha Sonic Mark 2 from 3, Mecha Sonic Mark 3 from Adventure, Mecha Sonic Model 29 from Rivals 2, Silver Sonic from Sonic 2 8-bit, and then fine, I'll stop. Silver Sonic doesn't even sound like a robot, though. He just sounds like isn't there a Silver Sonic? Is his name
I thought
Silver?
there was a character named Silver.
Silver, I think from Sonic 06.
Is that a different character than Sonic, or is that Sonic as a Silver Sonic?
No, I think Silver's a different man.
That's what I thought.
He's an entirely different man. Yeah, he's got his own life.
He's like
he's got his own wife and kids he needs to worry about.
He's like a white shadow.
It's like a white that thing we kept looking for in Returnal. The white shadow somewhere. Resident Chuni, thank you so much for the $5 dono. Assault is underrated in my opinion. Star Fox Assault, I'm assuming, and not the crime. Maybe it's just nostalgia speaking, but the on-foot sections weren't that awful and could be refined if given another shot. No, I'm excited for us to get to jam through that one sooner rather than later, given how good a progress we've been making during Star Fox so far. Oh yeah, and if you guys haven't seen it since we mentioned last night, we are going through our Wednesday night streams are going through the Star Fox series, and yesterday we went through Star Fox 1. And those first couple games are very short, so we're able to go through them in one sitting, which is
super
nice.
short. Yeah. Very good though, still.
Yeah, holds up well. AJ Interactive at $5 dono. Thank you so much. Hey, folks, we're making Wolf of the Desert. Would love to see what you think of its trailer on Steam. I've never heard of Wolf of the Desert. Nick, have you heard of Wolf of the Desert?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope.
I'm saving it to the list. I'm looking at it.
All right, I'll take a look.
I'm gonna look at it. I like the key art, and I like the name Wolf of the Desert. That's what I can give you right now.
And this is not Star Fox related. Like this isn't like Wolf's side story.
I don't think this is Wolf's. I don't think this is Wolf's side story. No, that would be. Everyone's like, "Where's Wolf?" And this is where he is.
This looks like a Splinter Cell him up.
Splinter Cell him up. A Fisher. Ooh, a Fisher Price. There's something there. Waiting for Viva Pinata. Thank you so much for the dono. Marty, be more original. The new Smash would include Waluigi using a tennis racket like a sword, Travis Touchdown using a bat like a sword, and Cranky Kong using a cane like a sword. Let me be honest, guys. Swords are just good weapons in fighting games. I don't know what to tell you.
It's true.
Soul Calibur, all those fools got swords. Except for Keelik, he has a long stick.
And Maxi with the nunchucks.
Maxi had the nunchucks, which were very cool. Yeah. And then S6 with a 5 Australian dono. Thank you so much. Nick, doing any unpacks on gaming internet's new Xbox or check note Xbox mommy? Asha Sharma. That felt gross, but gamers now love her.
Don't call her that, please.
It was in quotes.
What was it? Last
in
week?
quotes.
Last week I just did that Xbox episode. On kind of refining the identity of it. So
yeah.
I think, like I said in that episode, I think right now it's a bit of a honeymoon period with the new executive team. But until we start seeing games and figure out what their game plan is going forward, I am holding judgment.
You know what I will say? They previewed the new boot up logo. Look nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I'm gonna say. Looks nice.
All right. They usually do.
They usually don't fuck up boot ups.
Yeah, like is there like a terrible one? Notoriously like, oh,
I didn't like the original Xboxes. It looked like you were creating a monster in a laboratory. There's too much like ooze and electricity.
That's exactly what they wanted.
That was like early. That was some 2001 shit right there.
Like this is a beast in your house.
Exactly. All right, let's chat. We've been playing and watching. Nick, what you been playing and watching?
I played a bunch of Dead as Disco before it went into early access.
Ooh,
I've been having a good time with that. So it's basically, I know we talked about it before where we were kind of confused if it was like, is it a rhythm game? Because it doesn't really look like you actually fight to the rhythm. Because it's not like, you're not like clicking A, B, Y, X to kind of match with notes or anything like that. I think what's actually going on in that game is as you're fighting, the music is reacting to you fighting, which I think so. It's a lot more traditional action game in that way. But the fights that they have in there right now are like these, epic boss battles that are almost like you're playing a music video in a game. It's really neat. So like one of them's like this anime girl that you're fighting, and you go through like all these different stages within one level while you're fighting the boss. So you're fighting minions, you fight the boss a little bit, you go back to fighting minions, fight the boss, and it like the scene keeps changing and it's very artistic, very cool. I really like it a lot. Combat feels great. It being an early access, like I'm hoping like this sounds like their roadmap is like a traditional campaign, because right now it's kind of like almost like samplers of what everything is gonna be.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about the like what is the framing like, so it's not framed kind of like a story, like you're not having like cutscene.
No, there's like there are cutscenes in it, and they're like animated like kind of comic strip kind of things. So there's dialogue and everything. So I haven't played enough to like really get an entire feel for like how the entire campaign is gonna flow, but the two boss fights there on the challenge mode there are a lot of fun. Casey, you would really love this game. I know you played the demo for it already.
Yeah, I do want to go back and see what it feels like now, because it definitely felt promising, just a little off. So if they were able to tweak that, yeah, I might have a really fun time with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I will check it out as soon as I get a chance.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I want to check this out too. Do you know, is it early access only on
PC right now?
Only on PC. Okay. Cool. What else are you doing?
And then I haven't finished Saros just yet. I've gotten to the final boss one time, and then I got busy and everything. We kind of talked about it in our creative meeting. I have mixed feelings on Saros. It feels very good to play. It looks really good. It sounds really good. I think Casey kind of talked about how they kind of sanded out the edges of it last week, and I really feel that. I really don't feel like this is like a true roguelite like Returnal was. This feels a lot more like a straight up action adventure game to me, where like it's a loop, and that's fine, but I am missing and maybe I have rose-tinted goggles on Return a little bit because I do remember like kind of getting annoyed of opening doors that go to nowhere a lot in that game.
Mhm.
Uh, but I do feel like Saros is missing a lot of much needed variety. Uh, it almost feels too linear for the type of game that it is. Like all the challenge rooms are kind of the same. You go like there's some like nightmare rooms that you go into to get some better gear, and they're all kind of structured exactly the same. So yeah, I don't know. I'm not. I like the game. I'm not in love with it like I was with Returnal. That's kind of like my take
Mm.
on it. I think it's just a very okay game.
Yeah, I haven't. I'm not as far as you. I got to the fourth biome, I believe. And I do feel like my enjoyment with the game peaked pretty early, and
Hmm.
I haven't stopped enjoying it, but do feel like it almost had made a really strong first impression
Yeah.
that wasn't able to stick around as long as, whereas Returnal felt like it was this build, and like every time I got to a new area, it kind of felt like my time with the game was only getting better. Whereas with this, it seems like it's almost kind of plateaued, and some areas even kind of gotten a little bit shaky. It's not a
Yeah.
bad game by any stretch, but
Yeah,
yeah,
What we talked
I
about in
think I
the
agree with
creative
that.
meeting, and I think I'm right. I think the amount of permanent progression kind of broke the game for them. I think it goes against the design of what they wanted to go for of going through runs, building yourself up, getting ready for that final boss. And I get it because like for I think a lot of people, Returnal could have been was very frustrating of having a
sure.
really good build and losing it at the end. And they wanted to sand that down a little bit, but I think they sanded it down too much.
Yeah,
And it's unfortunate because like the stuff they added to the actual moment to moment gameplay is great. Like I kind of agree exactly with what you're saying, Marty. Like I got to a point, I think when they finally give you the, because I was enjoying it, but like the gameplay loop clicked super hard when they finally gave me the parry, because I'm just a parry fiend, right?
sure. Yeah,
When that was unlocked, I felt like I can do anything, like anywhere with all and like, but you're kind of in the same place that you were in the beginning. Even if you go back to the start, the new areas that you have access to are kind of just like the tops or the back of areas that you've been
yeah,
before, and they're not necessarily like new areas that you haven't been able to access. So like they absolutely sanded down the uh like the stress of powering up during a run. They sanded down the sense of exploration, the sense of being lost, the sense of danger, because of all the permanent progression that you maintain. But then they also kind of made the actual fighting a little tedious, because even though a lot of that difficulty has been eased out, the bosses are still several kind of levels higher than you, where they give you
mhm,
checkpoints because they're trying to encourage you to go back further and kind of work your way up so that you're strong enough to deal with them.
yeah,
And like that part's not as fun, because all of that you're steamrolling until you get back to where you want to be, and
mhm.
it's a lot of time that I feel like I'm wasting. So instead, what I usually do is just throw myself at the boss while underpowered over and over again and just see how far we're going to get. But even that
Yeah,
is like a 20-30 minute kind of corpse run before you can fight the boss again, and that's not an effective use of your time.
yeah. The actual like gunplay I still really like.
Oh yeah,
Like
it's
Yeah.
amazing.
especially if I get a gun I like the game's gorgeous, like the sound and everything, just like the way the battles unfold are really fucking fun, but I do think it's missing, or the kind of wrappings aren't quite as tight as they were in Returnal.
There's a
It
lot of
feels like
fun.
a third person roguelite Doom a little bit to me.
Doom, yeah,
Yeah.
Doom has
Yeah.
very much Doom vibes, especially with all
Yeah.
the different things flying at you and like the different ways you interact with the things flying at you. Like I really, really like that.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
it's like that flow started to remind me of Doom Eternal, when you're like, okay, these things I can absorb, these things I could dash through,
right.
these I should dodge, and then these I can
These I
parry.
should
Like you
parry.
start
Yeah.
getting that thing of like, oh, I need to set something on fire so I can fill up my grenade, so I can fill up my ammo. Yeah.
Yeah, to give you the resources back to use certain moves because it's a good loop. Like that core is there.
Hmm.
I mean, they tweaked the hell out of Returnal to make it a much better experience. I wonder if they could similarly do something here with Saros.
Yeah.
is move some
Also,
sliders
it just
around and kind
feels
of
like this is a game that put this on. You could put this on PC as well. What if you still did that? But that's a whole different bag of worms. Anything else, Nick?
Nope, that's really it. Every week I'm still playing Marathon. We're getting close to the end of the first season, so I'm hoping we start hearing about season 2 soon and what changes are coming with that. But this weekend, my goal is to get to the compiler, which is the end game boss at the end of Cryo Archive. So you have to do, I think I explained it before, but you have to do 6 different vault room keys and get these tags that basically allow you to get to the compiler, which is where you'll get the best loot in the game. And it's like a big tough raid boss at the end of it. So I am hoping to get there today. Well, tomorrow.
What
when
happens
I'm
if
not
you beat it?
sleeping.
What happens if you get there?
You get some of the best loot in the game, and you'll feel good about it, and then want to try to do it again.
So will that loot all get erased when the new season starts?
Yep.
It's fun. It's just like life. It's like building a sandcastle. I think there's something nice about that. Eventually, the waves are going to take this.
Yeah, it
start all
the
over.
the wipe doesn't bother me
Yeah.
because like you earn loot fast enough, and they're still experimenting. They're still doing experiments with like new modes for fresh players to get in. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We shall see.
Cool. Casey, how about you?
Yeah, same. I've been playing a lot of Sorrows. We mentioned already burning through original Star Fox. That game still plays really well.
Yeah.
It's like surprisingly so for a SNES game that is basically running a 3D engine.
Yeah. Yeah. And a relatively early SNES game too, like
Yeah.
93. That's still like early on in its life.
It's kind of nuts. And I say plays in terms of how it feels. That game runs like shit. Even the emulated version on the Switch Online console, it's running at like, I don't know, 12 frames per second.
Oof.
Sometimes
You know
it
what's
feels
funny?
like.
In my memory, Star Fox 64 also runs. I mean, a lot of N64 games chug, but Star Fox 64 chugged in my memory. So I'm curious how that's gonna be on that.
I hope not. I actually, like, I was so put off by that because my brain just doesn't recall that at all.
Yeah.
So I was trying to look at old footage, and apparently, yeah, that's just what that game looked like, even back
Yeah.
on like CRTs.
Yeah.
So I had to go. I looked up video of like a modded 60 frame per second smooth running Star Fox, and that
Looks so
also
weird.
kind of bothered me. Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
sure.
that
Like, this is too
looks
smooth.
nuts.
Yeah, I am curious.
So,
I'm
I don't know.
relatively sure Star Fox 64 got decompiled, like the Ocarina of Time one that I was talking about a little while ago. So I am curious to play that like with 2 analog sticks and running at 120 frames per second, and then being like, this doesn't look right.
Do it.
Did you
But yeah, outside of that, yeah, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna ask, did you ever get around to trying that first Squadron Phoenix?
No, I have not. Is that on our account?
Yeah, it's in our account. It's a Star Fox leg. Then a lot of the original Star Fox team, I think, is working on that Wild Blue Skies game.
Yeah, we were talking about that one.
That
last
one I've been
night.
tracking. Yeah,
And
which I believe that's the one that had to change its name. One of those games had to change their name. They revealed as something and then had to change their name to something else. But yeah,
the one that just got announced not too long ago that I'm really actually looking forward to is called Delivery Must Complete.
Delivery Must Complete.
Yeah, it's like a roguelite version of Star Fox as like a fighter jet. It's really cool art style. Yeah.
Was this in our showcase?
This
is
was
on my
not.
wish list.
Okay.
I have seen this.
Yeah, this is on my.
Sorry, chat. Eric's not here to run trailers.
Sorry, chat. I'll put a link to the Steam page. Anything you've been playing or watching? Anything else, Casey?
Yes, me and the wife last week tried Titanium Court from Marty's recommendation. It's really cool.
I also tried it.
Really good writing. Very, very fun puzzle loop. It's immediately engaging. Like it's insane until they explain it to you, but they explain it to you so like endearingly that like it's very quick to pick up, and then you get invested in kind of what it is they're trying to get you to do and like what's happening, as well as the gameplay of being successful at getting the court through like those kind of battle encounters.
Mhm.
I thought I'd be more dismayed by like the visuals, because like I tend to like be a bit of a snob when it comes to like art. Like I like my art to be like more colorful and more detailed and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
But it really didn't bug me at all. Like it kind of fits
It's just got a
the
charm
vibe
to it.
in a way. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I ended up
Yeah, and
like
they
kind of
use it
liking it.
like with a really good sense of humor. Like even like Yachts and I were talking about how they'll just fall back on certain images, and there's like one of like a dog catching a frisbee, and they'll just if something good happens, they'll just spam that image. And to me, that's just like really funny that like to see that like oh that's a good goof. It doesn't make sense, but I like it.
Yeah, like it makes its own kind of sense within
Yeah.
that space. So I'll probably go back to it and check out more. Probably not on stream because it is a lot of reading.
There's a lot of reading. Yeah,
Mhm.
that's makes it a tough stream game. Did you unlock any of the different jobs, for lack of a better term?
Jobs, maybe not. Like we only played for like the first 2 hours. So if
Yeah.
that's a thing a little deeper in, then no.
Yeah, that's when like a thing turned in my head of like, ooh, this game's got a lot of different stuff. And what that is ostensibly is you like it's from your bedroom or your war room or whatever, and you could choose to go in as a different job and you start unlocking these different jobs. And like one is you're an arsonist, and so you can't create any soldiers. The only way you win money is by setting the map on fire. And so
And
you are
fire does
trying to like
spread
set
on
up
those maps.
and you're trying to set up so you're trying to set up like forests that lead between you and the castles, because then you can set them on fire, and that's the only thing you could do. And there's certain things you can do to augment the fire. There's like a pacifist version where you just want to make money, and so you are just trying to like organize peace treaty or like trade things with enemies. It gets really weird, and I'm like, oh, there's like way more to this than I actually thought there was. So
You said it's not
That's
too
cool.
long either, right?
It also feels like I don't know when the game ends.
Okay.
That's not the one. I haven't finished this one yet. The other game I'm going to talk about, Forbidden Solitaire, is one that's not very long.
Mm.
Yeah. Anything else, Casey?
No, not gaming wise. I did because I have literally no one else to talk to about this. I did watch Formula One's Miami Grand Prix last weekend
Yes.
because it was on a break for pretty much the last month because of the fighting in the Middle East. Like they have two races that are like in that airspace, and so like they kind of canceled them outright. So it was a big
Yeah.
month break. And all the teams came back with like significant upgrade packages because this year is like a new regulations year. What that means is they kind of rebuild the cars because they have new rules for the cars and the engines and the limits, and like all the cars are smaller. They have like half electric engines, etc. So imagine imagine every 5 to 6 years the NBA says, "All right, scramble everybody, all the players go everywhere." Like they
Yeah.
just reset everything.
I kind of
Like
like that.
that's it's interesting because like half of the
Yeah.
sport is like the engineering teams like making the car.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
so so it's really shaky because the first two races kind of showed that Mercedes in particular was like leaps and bounds ahead of everybody else. Like no one could catch them for those first two races at all.
Sure. Sure.
So now that they got this break, all the other teams are like, "Hey, we got something for that ass now."
Yeah.
And they show up in Miami, and it is fucking carnage. like
Yeah.
Like cars are spinning on the first lap. Somebody got flipped over in the middle of the race. Um, there were like Max Verstappen, who's a former world champion, a four-time world champion. He's a Red Bull driver. He hasn't been having a good 2026 because the Red Bull car is like really shitty. Um, they have a good car now, but he's such a bully of a racer that he probably caused, I want to say, 2 to 3 of those incidents on the track because he feels like he shouldn't be in the mid pack. He wants to be at the lead, and his car just isn't good enough because
Do
everybody
you
else
get
kind of
punished for that? Like, do
swinging.
you get like technical
You're
fouls?
supposed to. You're
Yeah.
supposed to get punished. You're supposed to get like penalties and give like. But Max Verstappen is like the FIA's like baby boy. Like he brings
Sure.
in
So
with
when
his
you're
vet
good,
to,
when you're good enough, they in the sport they kind of let you get
yeah,
away with
like
that
they
bullshit.
kind of
Yeah.
cheat for him, and like there's a Red Bull Junior team, which no other team has like a secondary team on the track. So there's technically 4 Red Bull cars on the track. He bumped one of the junior car drivers off the track, and they gave the junior driver a fucking penalty. Or his team did
I'm-
rather. His
Yeah,
team was like, "Oh,
well,
give Max the
yeah,
place."
that makes
like,
sense.
don't
The
fight
junior
with him.
driver got in his
I'm
way.
imagining the junior drivers are literal babies and little baby buggies. I'm imagining him like knocking the baby buggy out of the road and then yelling at the child.
They do tend to be younger in age.
Sure.
Like they'll put drivers in on that team, and if they're like really good to win the races, then they'll bump them up to
Yeah.
Red Bull, and then like, but the difference in like the way the car is built is like they spend way more money on like the main team than they do the second.
Sure.
team.
Yeah. You kind of you're seeing a second class.
But yeah, so ultimately, Mercedes still won the race. The 19-year-old phenom Kimi Antonelli has won 3 races in a row. He's the youngest
yeah.
championship leader in F1 history at 19 years old.
Is he Italian? Antonelli?
Yes, he is Italian.
Hell yeah.
So despite all of the blustering and the speculation, Mercedes is still on top, and they didn't even bring an update packet. Like in Canada, next race week, they're gonna bring their upgrades. So like they might even be further ahead than everybody else. So nothing changed.
It's nuts that you could just like continue to make your car throughout the season.
Yeah, they tweak it based on like
Yeah.
like what the other teams are doing, based on the tracks they'll be going to, based on the weather report. Like it's
You know what I
It's
can't
fascinating.
wrap my head around? How they get that race in Vegas. Like I've been to Vegas and I saw
they
that race in
close-
the F1 movie and I'm like, I don't understand how where this is and how it works.
It's nuts. They close off literal public roads and they make it a racetrack.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, if you go on like public like traffic cams, you can watch those street races.
Oh, I know there's like certain public escalators people could like will just constantly go up and down because you get this amazing view of the track. Yeah.
It's cool.
Yeah, very silly. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
actually,
that is cool as hell.
I actually watched a race over the weekend too.
Speed Racer?
No, the Kentucky Derby.
Oh.
Oh, horse race.
Yeah.
Did you have a whole thing? Did you have a fun hat?
But we gambled on it, and I didn't win, but the horse that I pulled had a 74-1 chance of winning, and he actually ended up coming in 3rd place.
Ooh. Did you get something for that?
And then the one that won, I agree, I didn't get anything though.
What was your horse's name? Do you remember the horse's name?
Horses have
Nope,
such cool names.
nope, I don't remember his
Okay.
name. But the person that won was the first ever woman trainer to win the Kentucky Derby this time around.
Look at that. Breaking
Wait,
down
she,
gender
like
barriers.
train the horse? Or
She
just
trained,
ride it?
yeah, she trained the horse. So there's the trainer, and then there's the jockey that actually
And then
rides
the
the
jockey.
horse.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
Mm.
but she was the trainer, so she was the first one.
Nice.
Oh, also, it's
Oh,
like
Kentucky Derby.
people, 150,000 people are at this thing, and I've never watched a Kentucky Derby before. Do you know how long that race lasts?
It's in like 90 seconds.
No idea.
It's
like
like
crazy
under
short.
it's under 2 minutes, and then it is done. You're
Yeah.
done.
That's the whole thing?
And
It's
they make
what-
a
it's a-
whole
it-
to-do out of it.
It's like
People
a
get,
mile. It's like a
People
mile
have
and a
like
quarter.
7 hours of day drunk for 90 seconds. And I'm like,
Yeah,
what are
it's-
you doing?
Are there undercard races or anything like that? No.
They make two
Throughout
horses
the
fight.
day, there's some smaller races, yeah, but like you're really there for the Kentucky Derby, and it's 90 seconds.
Yeah.
Like I was like they started like, yep, it's 1 lap, and I was like, what? And then it was done. I was like, okay.
That is insane.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny as hell. Anything
But,
else, Casey?
No, oh, yeah, I finished I went back and finished the last 2 seasons of The Righteous Gemstones on HBO. Still a great show. I have no idea if it's actually finished. Every season end of that show feels like great, we can leave it there, and then they just come back with a new season.
Yeah.
But it's really fun time. I also started back up with The Gilded Age because I let that sit for a long time.
Oh, nice.
And that is still a fun watch, despite
Yeah.
all of the eat the rich sentiments.
Yeah.
It's still a good show to watch them be little bastards with each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah. It will never not be entertaining to me, to be honest.
Yeah, but that's it for me.
I keep seeing
hell
I
yeah.
keep seeing scenes from the new season of Euphoria, and I have no
Kind of scared to
idea.
watch that.
I
I'm kind of scared to go in.
like Sydney Sweeney. I don't know what's going on with
Yeah.
that woman, but
She's become an OnlyFans model. She has very
In the show,
very
or-
specific.
What-
yes,
the
in the
clip-
show.
the
She has
clip that
very
I
specific
saw-
fetishes that she's getting towards.
yeah,
And she thought Jacob Elordi's family was rich, but turns out that family don't got fucking any money. So now they are hosed. They are absolutely hosed. Let me tell you, Zendaya's getting into some trouble. She
Yeah,
owes some folks
That's
some
what she
money.
does.
the
Yeah,
That's what she
the
does.
clip that I saw out of context was Sydney Sweeney crawling on the ground with a dog bowl in her mouth and then throwing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's normal.
Yeah.
Mm.
That's
That's
that's just vintage.
that's like
The show's
the
terrible. I
top
don't know
of the
why I keep
iceberg.
watching it. I keep watching. It's like in for a penny, in for a pound. It's the last season. I'm like fucking whatever.
Yeah, I
For this
wanna
shit.
finish it because yeah, I watched the other seasons and I am invested. But I am actually scared of what I'm gonna see when when I turn it on.
I just get worried. I'm like, are the kids all right? Like, is
Mi-
this what high school's like? This seems terrifying. Why does every party have guns?
calls it Minadil said it's called art, Nick. I don't. Yeah, that.
It's called Fashion, Nick. Look it up. My
Kink Squad
really
rise
quick,
up.
my last two things. I played the first hour of Mixtape, which dropped earlier today. That was the aforementioned game, which one of the highest reviewed games of the year. This is the second game by the developer Beethoven and Dinosaur. Their first game was called The Artful Escape. I actually did a video about that back at The Escapists. I loved that game. I thought it was a great kind of 2D quote unquote experience. This one is them partnering with Annapurna, and it is very much their kind of take on a like teen last night of school coming of age movie, like a John Hughes cross with High Fidelity, because there is this um extreme focus on music, and it's all real music. It's like The Cure and Joy Division and In Excess and Jesus Mary Chain and Devo, to the point where the developer is like, we didn't include a streamer mode because this game, the music is this game, and so to play it without the music is not playing the game, which I thought was
That's
kind of
fair.
interesting. Yeah,
That's
I was
fair.
like, okay. And yeah, it's kind of Life is Strange, like a light wandering around adventure game, but then you have all these memories with your friends that kind of play out as like little mini games. There's one about your first kiss, and it literally zooms in on the two tongues, and you have to control the tongues trying to French kiss each other, which that was the first time I've ever done that in a game, and that was great. There was like a Devo song playing in the background, and it was great. Yeah, apparently this is pretty short. Like I said, I'm about an hour in. I'm excited to play the rest. This is available on all platforms, including Game Pass. So
Nice.
fire it
I'm
up
gonna
in
jump
Game
in there
Pass if
too.
you have that.
You know what?
That
Don't
was
not game.
Mixtape.
I keep meaning to go back and actually try. Is that Lost Records Bloom and Rage?
I heard that one was good.
Yeah, it just feels like nobody talked about it.
One thing about this that I like is Mixtape. The kids so far sound like kids, or they sound like teenagers, and it doesn't sound like 45-year-old dudes from France what they think teenagers sound like, which I thought Life is Strange could occasionally
Yeah,
dip into.
bruh.
That's fair.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fair.
I think the developers are Australian. Just Australians are cool. They know what's going on.
What eras is it set in? Is it like in the past?
Early 90s.
Early
Yeah,
90s,
early
okay.
90s. So this was it's
So
like,
like 10 years ago. Gotcha.
yeah, just 10 years ago. Yeah, the fact that she's
10
like transitioning from cassette tapes into CDs. That's kind of like if you
Oh.
think about that musical era. Yeah. So yeah, dug that. And then over the weekend I played through, this was a nice like 3-4 hour game, Forbidden Solitaire. We had this one. I think Jesse wrote about it during one of our roundup videos of Next Fest demos. I believe Yachts might have played it for Yachts Who Tries, and it was a part of our showcase the other week. Forbidden Solitaire. This game was an absolute hoot. It is part of it. The framing device is you have found this haunted game that never existed called Forbidden Solitaire at like a garage sale, and so it has a little bit of like a fourth wall breaking. Your friends are messaging you while you're trying to play this game. The game itself is almost like an early 90s educational dungeon crawler, like if you remember those like Encarta encyclopedia like wizard mazes they had. It's almost like a dark take on that, but every encounter plays out like a solitaire game. And the solitaire game is actually really good and introduces a bunch of weird wrinkles and like tweaks to the rules and modifiers and boss fights. And so you're going through this like fantasy dungeon story in the game, but meanwhile the game is haunted, so spooky shit starts happening. It just kept me thoroughly entertained for the entire 4 hours. The one thing I wish it had is like a roguelite, like a mode where it could just constantly serve me these puzzles, because I just really liked doing the Like I could just
Okay.
play the game again, I guess, but I just really like doing the
Did you hear
solitaire
that,
puzzles.
Casey?
Solitaire.
Did you hear what he just said?
I said that. I said I wanted a roguelike mode. I know. I didn't mean it.
I've heard that
I
a
just
couple
wanted-
times over the last few weeks.
I mean, I guess I could just.
I think you're falling into it. I think you're falling in love.
Not
Just some
falling
sort
into
of-
it. Don't.
Just some sort of infinite way to replay a thing where like slight random
Slight
elements
changes,
change,
a little
so
bit
that
of
it's
more
a
challenge
little
each
new each
time.
time. Yeah, I get what you're putting down.
Eric, clip it. Eric, shut it down. Eric, I need you. But yeah, that was Forbidden Solitaire. Really dug it. The same developers also, I think it's a pair of developers, but one of them worked on Home Safety Hotline, which
Mhm.
was a spooky game that I dug. That I think we did an early video on, early Second Wind.
I think I recall that.
Yeah, it was a fun game. So yeah, Forbidden Solitaire. Yeah, I think that'll do it for us. We did it. Sans one Eric.
Nice.
Nick, what should folks know about from your neck of the woods?
I will have a new episode of Unpacked out tomorrow from Eric and I on
Nice.
the Subnautica 2 situation. So since it's releasing in early access in exactly 7 days. So catching everybody up on the legal battle going on for that stuff. And then I also wrote up a pretty beefy video essay on why after 200 hours Marathon is one of my favorite FPS games ever now.
Wow. 200 hours.
I'm almost 300
He's
hours
done
in now.
it again.
Jesus. Update the title.
Yeah.
You can update the title. That's fine.
I don't want the internet to know, besides on people listening to this podcast, that I have almost 300 hours.
You have like a you have a little problem. You don't want them to know that you
Yeah.
have a big problem.
Yeah, my
Casey.
it's a problem.
sorry.
No, I was just gonna say it's a problem.
Casey, how about yourself?
Be on the lookout for Marty's video essay that I'm producing now. Putting finishing touches on that. We'll probably stream on Friday, but no stream on Sunday. It's Mother's Day. Go
Oh my god!
say Happy Mother's Day to your
Stream
mothers.
with your mother.
I forgot it. I forgot it last
Make
night.
your brother
Stream
play
with my
Super
brother.
Smash.
Would never do that.
Who would your mom main as?
Oh my god, my mom. I cannot answer that question. My mom would not take any part of this as like a real thing that would ever.
What about
happen.
Isabel?
No,
Moms probably
my mom-
love Isabel, right?
mom would look at that screen and like just pass out. Like I cannot imagine like what she would think of any part of that. As a
Oh,
concept.
that's great.
It's that foreign. But yeah, outside of that, tune in to Adventures 9, which dropped this past Saturday, first episode of season 5. In 2 weeks' time from that, so not this weekend, but the next weekend, the level up episode is dropping. So if you need to catch up, now is the time. They're coming in hot.
Yes.
We're doing it.
Yeah.
Buy those plushies.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yes.
Buy those plushies. Or trade
it
me
up.
the Star Fox plushies if you have them.
Just buy the plushies, give them to your nieces and nephews. Don't tell them to watch the show. It's not for them, but
Yeah,
you know.
introduce these characters to the wider world of your friend circle.
Oh my god, this is incredible. Start
Can't
hiding
hurt
them in
anyone.
places, start geocaching with them. Yeah, and then yeah, I think that's it for Second Wind streams this week. I'll also probably be streaming throughout the weekend, and then yeah, aside from the Pragmata video Casey's working on, I'll also have another Mario Wonder one that Eric is working on, and all sorts of other stuff. Oh, and you should maybe tomorrow we'll put up that group video.
Oh,
music one?
okay, yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
music one
yeah.
from
We
Patreon.
for the $5 tier and above on Patreon, we do regular kind of group videos of just weird little exercises. We've tried to draw characters. We've done a tier ranking smash or pass of every Smash character. And the three of us, along with Jess and Jesse and Eric, put together one with some of our favorite pieces of video game music, which
really
was
fun
super
combo.
fun. Almost like an
Yeah.
episode of a podcast, but where we're just sharing the songs, listening to a little bit of them, chatting about them. So that video should be going up probably tomorrow for that $5 tier and above. So check that out. And yeah, thank you so much, everyone who is in that tier. Anyone who just supports us every week, either on YouTube or your podcast service of choice. Yeah, we appreciate all of you. So for Nick and Casey, and for the Aaron, Eric, This is Marty. This is Firelink episode 109. I hope you all have a great rest of your weeks, and we'll see you all next time. Bye, everyone.
I don't have the
Peace.
credits, so it's just gonna end. Bye.
Bye. You don't even have Jack's